Bastian is a shy 10-year-old boy who loves to read. He lives with his father, who wants Bastian to pay more attention to school and leave the fantasies.
Stop daydreaming.
Bastian suffers from bullying and some children chase him until they catch him and take his money away. Since Bastian has no money, they throw him in the trash. And so it begins. Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I am going to recap the movie. Bastian comes out of the trash can, but the children chase him again. Bastian hides in a bookstore, where he meets Mr. Coriander. The gentleman does not like children and tries to throw Bastian out. But since Bastian tells him that he likes books, he lets him stay. Mr. Coriander is reading a book which suggests it is not safe, and he tells Bastian to stay away from the book. This book is called The Neverending Story, and since Bastian doesn't care about the warnings, he takes it with him. Bastian goes to school and goes into the old attic at school, and as he can't resist the temptation to read the book, he starts reading it.
It was midnight in the howling forest.
The book relates the story of a giant rock-eating troll traveling to the forest and asking the creatures living in it if he can stay. And he starts eating rocks. The rock-eater says that where he comes from there were plenty of rocks, but nothing is left.
We used to have exquisite gourmet rock.
The creatures also say that something called nothing is destroying everything. So they have the mission to ask the Empress for help, and they go to her. At that moment, the rock-eater realizes that nothing is approaching. The creatures arrive at the Empress's palace. Upon arrival, they realize that more creatures went to ask the Empress for help. The Empress's assistant comes out to say that she suffers from a mortal illness due to nothing. Although he says there is hope, a great warrior who can fight nothing. A young man named Atreyu. Atreyu presents himself in the tower, and everyone realizes that Atreyu is just a child. The Empress's assistant sends him on a mission to find a cure for the Empress and save the world of Fantasia.
When do I begin?
The assistant gives him a medallion called Auron, and so Atreyu sets out on his mission with his cool horse. Meanwhile, in another place in Fantasia,
A creature of darkness also began his quest.
Nothing summons a wolf to kill Atreyu. After traveling for a week, Atreyu and his horse Artax still hadn't found the cure for the Empress. They rest and Bastian too. After that, Atreyu continues on his way, and the creature keeps hunting him. As a last hope, Atreyu went to look for Morla, a giant turtle who was in the Swamp of Sadness. If Sadness invades them, they sink into the swamp. Unfortunately, Artax is invaded by Sadness and no longer wants to walk. Artax begins to sink into the swamp. Atreyu panics and tries to save him. Atreyu encourages Artax, but Artax dies.
Why?
Atreyu keeps walking through the swamp, trying not to be consumed by Sadness. That's when he finds Morla. Morla wakes up. Sebastian screams, and it is heard even in the book.
That's impossible.
Atreyu asks Morla for help, and he sneezes, since he is allergic to youth.
Bruh.
Morla keeps sneezing uncontrollably and seems not to care about anything. Morla sends him to the Southern Oracle to help him, but it is very far away. The bell rings and everyone goes home. Bastian stays and a storm begins. Atreyu tries to get out of the swamp. The wolf is coming for him. Just as he is about to grab him, a dragon comes to save him. After several days unconscious, Atreyu wakes up next to the dragon. Atreyu wakes up and tries to sneak away, but the dragon wakes up and tells him his name is Falkor the Luck Dragon.
My name is Falkor.
The dragon asks him if he is going to the oracle. Atreyu tells him yes, but it is very far away. But to Atreyu's surprise, the Southern Oracle is near since the dragon took him to the gnome's house who live nearby. The gnomes helped Atreyu recover. The gnomes help Atreyu get to the oracle, guiding him to a door that he has to cross to get there. A knight tries to cross the door, but the sphinxes wake up and finish him off. Atreyu plucks up courage and tries to cross the door.
El macho.
Upon arrival, he gets scared. The sphinxes begin to open their eyes. Atreyu starts running and manages to pass. But the second entrance still remains, a magic mirror that reflects his true self.
That won't be too hard for him.
Atreyu arrives at the mirror, And when he looks into it, he sees Bastian reading. Bastian gets scared and throws the book away.
This is going too far.
Atreyu crosses the mirror. Bastian lights candles to keep reading. Atreyu meets other sphinxes and they tell him they are the Southern Oracle. The Oracle tells them that to save the Empress she needs a new name, which only a human child can give her that new name. And that child is beyond the borders of Fantasia. Atreyu flies with the dragon towards the borders of Fantasia. Atreyu and the dragon arrive at the Sea of Possibilities where they cannot advance further as nothing attacks them. And Atreyu falls off the dragon. The storm gets stronger in the real world. Atreyu falls on the beach. The dragon looks for Atreyu, and Atreyu looks for him, but they don't find each other. Atreyu finds a crying rock eater. He tells them that his friends from the beginning died before nothing and he could not save them. Atreyu finds some ruins where on the walls his adventures through Fantasia are drawn. That's when the wolf appears. He tells Atreyu his name is Gmork, and that he comes to kill him. Gmork tells Atreyu that Fantasia has no boundaries, since fantasy is the world of human fantasies. And since humans are losing hope in their dreams, nothing grows stronger. Gmork attacks Atreyu and he kills it. The dragon goes under the sea and finds Atreyu's medallion. Nothing comes for Atreyu. The dragon finds him and saves him. Nothing finished off Fantasia and only pieces were left in the void. Atreyu blames himself for everything. He asks Soren to guide them to the ivory tower. They find it. In the tower, Atreyu goes in to see the Empress. Atreyu apologizes to her because he could not save Fantasia. The Empress tells him he did not fail since the human child comes with Atreyu.
You know about the Earthling child?
The human child always accompanied him and suffered with him. He is there with them listening to everything, or rather reading it. Atreyu tells him, "Where's the damn human child that I don't see him?" The Empress confesses that the human child is Bastian.
But that's impossible!
Although he doesn't believe it's him, Bastian still doesn't believe any of this. The storm breaks the windows. Everything is collapsing. The Empress asks Sebastian for a name so they can be saved. And so Sebastian yells the Empress's new name. After that, Bastian meets with the Empress, who tells him that Fantasia disappeared and only a grain of sand remained. Although Bastian has the power to remake Fantasia with his imagination. Bastian recreates Fantasia and flies on Falkur's back to see the restored land and its inhabitants, including Atreyu and Artax. When Falkur asks what his next wish will be, Bastian takes Falkur to the real world to chase the children who bullied him. The movie narrates that Bastian kept asking for more wishes before going to the real world.
But that's another story.